Claps. Hey guys, so I'm home. It's been a long day. Earlier we did go grocery shopping for stuff to make dinner. So I'm going to make steak, asparagus, and mashed potatoes tonight. I'm really tired. Of course I want to cook, but I'm tired. So I'm just show y'all how I do this. I know a lot of people like, Yana, this is not easy. Child, it's easy enough, and we're gonna get it done, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get into it. I want to try something first. I be seeing this on TikTok. It's mussels and these little sweet corn cracker thingies. I've never had them, but I definitely want to try them. So we're gonna see what it's hitting for. They didn't have the flavored ones. Like, everybody tries the flavored. I think it's like a lemon garlic one and something else. But this one is just smoked mussels in extra virgin olive oil and broth. So we're gonna try this. Doesn't look bad. They smell good. Don't spill. This is what it looks like. We're gonna let this steak come to room temp while we try this. I was supposed to take a cracker and put some chili oil on it, but I didn't realize I don't have no more chili oil. And I didn't buy any, so we're just gonna scoop out what we have. So let's put a mussel on there. And we're gonna scoop out this is sad. This little bit of chili oil. And it's something better than nothing, right? All right, let's try it. I already tasted the little crackers earlier. Honestly, I didn't really like it. It's not bad. And I can see why they say eat it with these, because these are salty and these are a little sweet. Like, they kind of taste like Captain Crunch a little. They kind of taste like Captain Crunch a little bit. So I can see why they say do it with that, but I think it's an overhyped snack. I know how I would eat this. Texas Pete. I would eat this like my granddaddy now. Much better. All right, we had our little snack. I'll revisit these later. We will be sipping on a Poppy while we cook. I think this is supposed to be like the Dr. Pepper type of flavor. I don't drink soda, so I'm very interested to try this. So, got some ice. Hold on. It smells like Dr. Pepper. This is giving like Dr. Pepper mixed with Cheerwine type of thing. It tastes like a flat soda. So it's doable. Just a little flat. I like it. Let's get into the steak. I don't put my raw meat on a wooden cutting board because too many pores and stuff, cross-contamination. We don't have time for that. So I always use a plastic cutting board. This is a huge ribeye. It's humongous, actually, like huge. Some paper towel. Dry it off. And the only thing that I season my steak with is salt. Just salt at first. And a decent amount of it. Get out all the natural flavors. Because if it's a good cut of meat, you're going to get some flavors. And I just let that come to room temp before we cook it. While our meat is coming to room temp, we are going to wash our asparagus. Take another sip of this. Wash our potatoes, our asparagus, and get some water started to boil our potatoes. For my potato water, I put in some salt. I'm gonna use pink Himalayan salt. A couple cloves of garlic, just so that when we boil our potatoes, they have some flavor going into them. They're soaking up all that flavor. We got fresh garlic. With fresh garlic going into the pot of water, I really don't peel it. What I do is just smash it a little bit. Let them flavors out. Just use a couple of cloves, nothing too much. And then I just throw this in the pot. Put my potatoes in the strainer so I can wash them real quick. I try to find the prettier ones because I keep the skin on with my red potatoes. Usually when they're not pretty, I'll just shave some of the little pieces off. I don't need too much though. So we're just gonna wash these potatoes off. I get into them real good though, so I'll be back. You gotta wash potatoes real good because, especially if you're leaving the skin on, you don't want all that dirt and ugh. When I'm washing anything, I use white vinegar. It's not bleach. Everybody always thinks I'm using bleach when I clean stuff. It's white vinegar. Y'all grandmas ain't never taught you to clean with vinegar? Your mamas ain't never taught you to clean with vinegar? Your grandpappy ain't never taught you how to clean with vinegar? It's vinegar. It's not bleach. I'll prove it. Hold on. Vinegar. I always cut my potatoes into more even sized pieces so that they cook around the same time. And it makes it a lot faster, honestly. So I just go ahead and cut those into 4s. Any little pieces that aren't perfect or look a little funny, I'll just cut those off. Your potatoes will be just fine. See? And then I'm gonna throw this in a pot of boiling water so they can boil while we do everything else. Now while those boil, I am going to take my asparagus and get this washed and cut up. That way it's already prepped and ready to go once we finish everything, because this takes the shortest amount of time to cook. Honestly, everybody already kind of knows how to prep asparagus. Some people say snap the ends. Me personally, I find it easier to just cut it. Like just cut it and get it over with. You don't got to snap each individual one. So I'm gonna do that, place them in this bowl so that they can get seasoned up. I don't cut too much off because I don't see the point. It really depends on what you buy. And I just look at all of them, make sure they're all pretty much even. Sometimes I'll save the leftover for like a vegetable broth or something, but that's a story for another time. So this is in here. We'll get these seasoned up in a second. I just use olive oil, so I drizzle that on there. Then I take some smoked paprika. I like a lot. I love smoked paprika. It's like my favorite. It's my favorite thing ever. And then pink Himalayan salt. And then as it cooks down, I add in red pepper flakes, but I also add a little bit of garlic paste on top of this. If I had like crushed garlic in a can, that would be perfect, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use, matter of fact, let's get fancy. We're gonna get fancy today, and we're gonna slice up some garlic to put in our asparagus. So that's what we're gonna do. Me personally, I don't mind larger chunks of garlic, so we're gonna add that in there. We just gonna sit our asparagus to the side so that when it's time to cook, it'll already be ready to go. My potatoes are pretty much done, so what I'm gonna do now is get out my stand mixer. Honestly, you can do it by hand, you can use a potato masher, or you can use just a regular mixer, but I prefer using my stand mixer because I'm lazy, and that's the quickest way to get it done. So that's what we're gonna do. Of course, everything that I use will be linked in the description box and linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you feel like you need to purchase any items for your kitchen, baby, I got you. Or you could just ask me about it. That's dramatic. Don't make me mad. All right, we're gonna put these potatoes in this mixing bowl with the pieces of garlic that we boiled with the potatoes. So we leave that in there. Then I have half and half. I normally would use heavy whipping cream, but y'all, heavy whipping cream, for some odd reason, the little carton, like the one that's like this tall, was $7. Excuse me? That thing used to be like $2.35. That's crazy. So anyway, I use about a cup of half and half or heavy whipping cream, whichever one you have. I make sure I warm this up because I don't like adding cold to hot. It just doesn't, yeah. In my mixing bowl, I'm gonna add garlic paste. a decent amount because I love garlic. Also gonna add my favorite butter, Kerrygold butter, which happens to be recalled at the moment. We're not gonna talk about that though. We are not gonna talk about that. I used about, I wanna eyeball it and say like 3 tablespoons. I didn't say this was healthy, by the way, so don't get mad at me. It does have butter, but if you use organic grass-fed butter, it's a little bit healthier. I added my half and half. Then I put my little attachment on. And I just let that go for a second. Probably should have let my potatoes go by themselves, but whatever. And as that's going, I'm gonna add in a little bit more pink Himalayan salt. I normally use like the Tillamook cheese or I shred my own, but this is all I had. I forgot to get cheese. So mild cheddar or whatever cheese that you like. I just put about, I would say like half a cup in there. Some people like cheese, some people don't. I just add a little bit. Then we're gonna add a little bit of onion powder. And a little bit of Creole. Just to get that baby some flavor. Italian seasoning, and toss that in there too. Let's see. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it. No, that's actually fire. But I can say, I'm gonna add, ooh, that was the big side. I'm gonna add just a little bit more salt. Because salt brings the flavors out. I never go too heavy with the salt. I always start light because you can always add more. I did have some leftover chives from something that I made the other day, so we're just gonna add these in. I just cut them up pretty small. I don't care if they're big or small personally because I love chives, onions, whatever, shallots, like anything in that group, garlic, I love it. So go heavy, whatever is to your liking. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. My hand's a little ashy. It's okay though. And I'm gonna whip these up one more time just for a little second. Now, in my household, we clean as we cook. So I'm about to throw some of these dishes in the dishwasher. Whatever can go in the dishwasher right now is gonna go. Whatever can. We'll wash that as soon as we're done. Because I don't play about no messy kitchen. So I just scrape the edges. Y'all see how creamy? Y'all see how creamy that is? I can eat this whole thing. I like my steaks medium to medium well. So I sear it on each side. I let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes each. This is a bigger steak, so I might let it go just a little bit longer. And then you'll see what I do after that. Add this steak in away from me. We set the steak aside to let it rest for a bit before we move on to the basting process. This is actually the fun part. This is where all the flavor comes in for me personally because I use a lot of herbs. I use rosemary, thyme, and garlic. And butter, of course. And you'll see that. So I'm going to just time lapse through that. So far, we have a decent sear on our steak. Honestly, it's not as good as I want it to be, but I'm hungry. So we just going to get going. And it's getting late, and I don't like eating like heavy meat late. Pause. I don't like eating red meat or like heavy meals later on at night because then I'm gonna have to go to bed later, take me a probiotic. You know how that goes. So I'm gonna let this steak rest for a second while we prepare the other part of cooking the steak. I don't like to put my steaks in the oven, so I sear first. Some people do a reverse sear to where they'll cook it in the oven first and then sear on the stovetop. I sear it first and then finish the cooking process afterwards on the stovetop. We're pretty much done cooking everything, and it's time to plate it up to eat because we're hungry. It's about that time. Okay, we're gonna cut this steak up. I love the fat. I don't know, some people don't really like fat from steak, but let me tell you something, I love it. We got all of our steak cut up. Look at this piece right here. Yes, sir. Juicy. I'm messing up my counter for y'all. This looks fire. We're gonna finish up this drink. Might have been a little bit too much ice, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and smash this. Y'all have a good night. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Check the Amazon storefront if you need anything that's in my kitchen. And if you have any questions or recipes that you want to see, you can go ahead and comment that down below. And sorry y'all, it's so good. I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye.